Hello everyone. Welcome to the next lecture on the IIT JAM Mathematical Statistics Solution. Today I will explain you the first 10 question of this paper with the help of the shortcut tricks as well as tips. Myself Dr. Harish Garg. You can follow my YouTube channel where you can find the playlist of the IIT JAM solution. In this playlist you can see I had uploaded the first 10 question of the IIT JAM Mathematics. Now this time I will upload the mathematical statistics. Apart from them, you can also see the various other lectures. I hope you can subscribe my YouTube channel and watch this playlist so that you can qualify your exam in a very simple manner. Remember, all these lectures are free of cost. There is no need to pay any single rupees to anyone. So let's start with the first question. First question is related to the sequence. Can you solve this question within the 15-second time period? Yes, definitely you can if you already watch my this lecture PY question of the sequence. What is the shortcut tricks I tell you in this lecture is you have the sequence. Your target is to find the limit of an as n approaches infinity. If this limit is my unique and finite, if this limit is my unique and finite, then you can say the sequence an is my convergent. That's the simple shortcut tricks. Based on this shortcut tricks, I can solve this question in a simple manner. So your target is to check whether the an convergent, divergent and so on. That means your target is to find the limit of an and your target is to find the limit of the bn. So what is the limit of an? Clearly say it is an infinity by infinity form. If I apply the L'Hopital rule, it's a 2n which goes to the infinity, which is not finite. If this is not finite, that means this sequence an is my divergent. So the first option cancel, last option cancel. Now look at the bn. Bn will be n square over n plus 1 minus an. What is the value of the an is? N square over n plus 1, which is 0. And if you find the limit, that is again 0, which is my unique and finite. Yes, Bn is my convergent. So Bn is divergent, C cancel, B is my right answer of this problem. So you can see within the 15 seconds, you can get your answers here. There is one more method that also I had explained in this lecture. What is that shortcut trick is? As I tell you, if the degree of the numerator is greater than the degree of denominator, fine, then you can always say the limit of the function as n approaches infinity is not finite. Fine. And if you clearly say the degree of the numerator is greater than the degree of denominator, so that means an is my divergent, and if an is divergent, and you can see this is my 0 which is a unique and finite, so that's why answer is B is my correct option. And you can see that based on either this shortcut tricks or my earlier shortcut tricks, you can get your answer in a 15-second time period. Look at this another one. Next question is related to the matrix. Matrix is given to you. Your target is to find the number of the characteristics roots. Characteristics roots means your target is to find the number of the eigens values which are my real. It's a 3 cross 3. So definitely it has the 3 eigens value. A, B, C are the real numbers with B is not equal to C. What about A? A can be any real number. So I can choose A is my 0, B is 1 and C is which is not equal to B. I can choose C is equal to 0. Or you may choose A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2, C is equal to C is not equal to B. You can choose here. Or you may choose A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0, C, B and C are not equal, say minus of 3 and so on. You can choose any of the pair. Fine. So for the easiness, I will choose this simplest pair. What is the value of the M? A0, B1, C0, C0, A0, B1, 1, 0, 0. Now your target is to find the eigenvalue, that is M minus lambda I is 0. Clearly say from this case, sum of each row. What is the sum of the each row? Sum of the each row is 1. Therefore, one of the eigenvalue is my 1. Fine. Otherwise, you can find the determinants. If one of the eigenvalue is 1, so definitely 0 is not the right answer. So it is a minus of lambda 1 0 0 minus lambda 1 1 0 minus lambda. Can you find the determinant of this? It is minus of lambda lambda square minus 0 minus of 1 0 minus 1 is 0. So can you solve this problem? It will be minus lambda cube plus 1 is 0. So what is the right answer of this? Lambda is 1 omega omega square. So your three eigens value is 1 omega omega square. And how many of them are real? Only one value is my real. So the number of the real roots are my C is the correct answer of this problem. You can see that it's a very simple way you can get your answer within a 15-second time periods in your examination. I hope you can like and comment on this video. Based on your response, I will upload the next 10 questions very soon. Okay, look at this another one. F is the continuous and odd function. F is the continuous odd function which is not identically 0. F is not 0. F is my odd function and F is my periodic function. I think it's a very simple. Which things come in your mind whenever you are looking about the periodic function? This is always sine theta and cos theta. Out of these two functions, which one is my odd? So sine is my odd function, cos is my even function. So that means I can choose f of t is my sine of t. Fine. Now it satisfies all these properties. It's a odd, it's a periodic as well. So can you find the value of the g? Integration of the sine from 0 to x. What is the integration of the sine is minus of cos from 0 to x. Answer is 1 minus cos x. So your function g is my this case. Now clearly say g is my even function. Why? Because cos is even function, or you can say g of x is my g of minus x. So g is my even function. So A and B options are cancelled. Now second way, now whether it's a periodic or not, cos x is a periodic function, 1 is a periodic function. Yes, g is my periodic function. Why? Because you can see if I use x plus 2 pi, it will be 1 minus cos of x plus 2 pi, which is again 1 minus cos x, that is g of x. So yes, it's the periodic. So C option cancel. D option is the right answer. This is the first method you can solve the problem. There is one more method how you can solve the problem. Look at that. Your function g is 0 to infinity f of t of dt. Now look at that. What is the f? F is my odd function. If you integrate the odd function, that will always give you the even function. Fine. And if you integrate the even function, you will get the odd function. So now g is a even. Again, the a and b are cancelled because f is my periodic function. F is my periodic function. So therefore g is also periodic function. So you can get the, based on this simple trick, you can get your answer in less than of the 15-second time periods. Okay, look at this another one. Suppose xi's are my IID with the binomial distributions. So can you find the mean of the binomial distributions? Binomial n into p. So that is 1 by 2. Can you find the variance of the binomial distribution? It's a npq. So 1 by 2, 1 by 2 is 1 by 4. Your target is to find the x variance of the x transpose into y. What is x transpose? So x transpose will be z1, z2, z64 into y. Y is my z65 up to z128. Fine. So that means if you multiply them, it's a z1, z65, z2, z66 and up to z64, Z128. Now all are my IID. So your target is to find the variance of this. That means your target is to find the variance of it. So very simple. I can find the variance of Zi, Zj because all are my IIDs. Fine. So I can write this number is how many times? 64 variance of Z1, Z65. Fine. Or you can say variance between the two quantities. So how you can find the variance of this? E of x square minus ex whole square, E of Zi, Zj. Fine. Now because they are IIDs, so I can mark them as a separate E of Z square minus what is the mean is 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 square. Fine. How you can find? From the variance, I can find the value of the E of Z square, which is 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4. It is half. So this number is half. This number is half. This is 1 by 4. That's a 16. So 1 by 4 minus 1 over 16. So 3 over 16. I can substitute this value 3 by 16. So the right answer is 64 into 3 by 16. 16, 4. Answer is 12 is my right answer of this problem. Fine. So that's a simple way you can get as the variances by using the definition of variance, and you can get the, because they are IID, so this number is 64 times the first part. Kindly like and comment on the video as well. Xi's are my again IID with a binomial distribution, null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis. Your target is to find the power. So what is the power is? X belongs to the critical region provided H1 is my correct. But the question arises is, what is my critical region? What is my critical region? And can you get the answer in a very simple manner? Definitely. If you watch my lecture of the most powerful test, you can see in this case, most powerful test. If you watch my this lecture before the examinations, definitely you will get this answer in a simple manner. How you can find the critical reason? You will get the likelihood function of the H1 divided by likelihood function of the H0 is greater than K. Now, because they are my IID, it's a binomial distributions. So can you find the value of the H, whether it's increasing or decreasing? Fine. So H is a binomial, or because N is my 1, so basically this is my Bernoulli. So I can say what is the PDF of the Bernoulli? P raised to power X, Q raised to power 1 minus X. So P is my theta for the X1, 1 minus theta of 1 minus X. This is for the X1 because I need to define the what is the likelihood product of the PDFs. So plus theta times 1 minus of x2 into x3, 1 minus theta of 1 minus x3 divided by same thing but for the h naught. So x1, 1 minus x1 and so on. So I can substitute the value of 1 by 4. Firstly, you can see it is 1 by 4 raised to power x1, x2, x3 into 3 by 4, 1 minus x1, x2, x3 divided by, again on the h naught is a half raised to power x1, x2, x3 and half raised to power 1 minus x1, x2, x3, which is greater than k. So what does the meaning of this? That means summation of the xi is a, what is that? Is increasing, is a 3 raised to power. So this is my, what is that? This is my decreasing. Fine, because the numerator is cancelled out, only the half is a constant number. In this case 1 by 4 will be cancelled, so 3 raised to power negative, you can say it's a 3 raised to power minus of this is greater than k. What does it means? This number is my less than of some constant. So or you can say this x1 plus x2 plus x3 is less than of k is my critical reason. Fine. Or can you find the distribution of the, if I say T is my x1, x2, or you can say S is my sum is my, if xi follows the Bernoulli distribution, then it will be my binomial of 3 comma theta. Then your target is to find the p, where the size alpha is 1 over 8, because 0.125 is 1 over 8, and this will be probability of s is less than k. Fine. So clearly say what is the probability n cx, probability raised to power x, 1 minus theta raised to power 3 minus x. Now this is the value of the h naught. H naught is my half. This is 3cx half raised to power 3. So clearly say the only case happen here is x will be 0. Fine, then it will be satisfied. So your critical reason is s is less than of 0. So because it's a discrete number, so s will be 0. Fine. Now you can find the power. What is the power? Power is probability that s will be 0 under the case of h1. So it's a 3c0 under the h1. Theta is my 1 by 4 raised to power 0. 3 by 4 raised to power 3. So it's a 1, 1. It's a 27 by 64 is the right answer of this problem. Because in this case, the critical reason is not given to you. So that's why your first target is to find the critical reason. Fine. And you can see this lecture most powerful test and the likelihood is beneficial if you already watch them. अगर आपने अभी तक नहीं देखा है, you can watch it right now. मेरे को उम्मीद है कि आपको ये लेक्चर काफी हेल्पफुल देगा. अकेला ये लेक्चर नहीं, सैम्पलिंग डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, इनफाइनाइट सीरीज, टेस्टिंग ऑफ हाइपोथेसिस, रैंक नलिटी थ्योरम, कॉन्फिडेंस इंटरवल, सारे लेक्चर आपको बेनिफिट देंगे. ये मेरी गारंटी है. चलिए 6th क्वेश्चन करते हैं. If x is a Poisson random variable, your target is to find the expected value of the y. I think that's a simple. What is x? Y is minus 1 raised to power x of x. So let's start with the expected value. PDF x. What is the x is a binomial distribution. E raised to power minus lambda, lambda raised to power x over x factorial. X start from the 0 to infinity. I can take e raised to power minus lambda is outside. I can take both the numbers combined. Fine. I can divide it by this. It will be x minus 1 factorial. Then it will be start from the 1 to infinity. Fine. Now it is a x minus 1. I can multiply with the minus 1 and divided by minus 1. So that will be minus of lambda. So can you find the series? What is this series? This is again the exponential series, because if you open this bracket, it will be, when you substitute 1, when you substitute 2, is a 2 minus 1 is 1 over 2 minus 1 factorial and so on. So that series will by minus lambda e raised to power minus lambda. So the answer of this problem is lambda minus of lambda e raised to power minus of 2 lambda is my right answer of this problem. Dear student, kindly like and comment on the videos. Okay, what is given to you? If yk follows, it's a binomial distribution again with the parameter 1 comma p, and they are IID. P is my unknown parameter. Pn is my MLE of P, and it is claimed that first option is Pn cap minus P divided by 1 minus P over n is converges to the normal distribution 0 comma 1 as n approaches infinity. It happens only because, is it true? It happens only when you can use the center limit theorem basically. Fine. If, because P is my MLE, so that means expected value of the P dash is this. Fine. What is the variance of the P cap? It's a PQ by N. and you can see which is the same quantity, P cap minus expected mean divided by PQ by N. So yes, this option is the correct option. So the first is incorrect. B and D options are cancelled out. Now look at the second choice. Second choice said Pn cap minus of P divided by Pn cap 1 minus Pn cap over N. Is it follows the normal distribution 0, 1 over the distribution? Yes, of course, because P and cap is the MLE, and once it's a MLE, so it's a consistent. So it's a consistent estimator. So that means this is, you can replace P with the P cap. Yes, both are my correct statement. C is the right answer of this problem. You can watch about my this lecture MLE. If I have written here is maximum likelihood estimator. MLE estimator, you can watch it and you can see the same question I have explained in this lecture. एक बार देखिए इस लेक्चर को, सिमिलर तरह का क्वेश्चन इसमें ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन करा हुआ है मैंने. मैं इसलिए कह रहा हूं बच्चों, अगर आपने ये लेक्चर सीरीज अच्छे से सुनी हुई है और फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट है सबके लिए, देयर इज नो नीड टू पे एनी सिंगल रुपीज, तो आपकी गारंटी है कि आप IIT जैम मैथमेटिक्स हो चाहे मैथमेटिकल स्टेटिस्टिक्स हो, दोनों आप इजिली क्वालिफाई कर लो विदाउट एनी कोचिंग. चलिए नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन करते हैं. अगेन योर टारगेट्स टू फाइंड द पावर ऑफ द टेस्ट. तो सबसे पहले तो क्रिटिकल रीजन दिया हुआ है आपको, नो, तो योर टारगेट्स टू फाइंड द क्रिटिकल रीजन. LH1 divided by LH naught is greater than K. So what is the power is single sample. तो सिंगल सैंपल में लाइक्लीहुड तो सेम ही हो जाएगा. सो दैट विल बी माई 2x डिवाइडेड बाय 1 is greater than K. So that means x is greater than K by 2. I called as a C. So your critical reason I called as a W, which is my x greater than C. Now what is given to you? Your target is to find the power. What is the power is x belongs to the W provided H1 is true. But what is given to size alpha? So unknown is my C. So that means x greater than C provided H naught. So can you find the value of the C from the H naught? This is H naught. C to 1, PDF is my 1 of dx. So what is the answer of the alpha? If you integrate them, it is 1 minus C. The value of the C is what is the value of the C? Is 1 minus alpha. So if I substitute here, probability of x is greater than C. Value of the C is 1 minus alpha provided H1. So what is the answer of this? If you integrate from 1 minus alpha to the upper limit 1 of the 2x dx, it is x square. Fine. So if you open this bracket, 1 plus alpha square minus of 2 alpha, 1 and 1 will be cancelled. Alpha common, 2 minus alpha is the right answer of this problem of this. So you can see it's a very simple way. Your target is to find the most powerful test. You can see the two question asked related to the most powerful test. And बच्चों एक बार फिर कह रहा हूँ, एक बार वॉच जरूर करिए. अगर आपने अभी तक नहीं वॉच करा हुआ ये लेक्चर मोस्ट पावरफुल टेस्ट, अभी करिए, आपको बेनिफिट देगा. अभी भी आपका कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल काफी हाई करेगा आपके ये मेरे लेक्चर्स. चलिए अगला क्वेश्चन करते हैं. 9th. X follows my normal distribution, Y follows normal distribution, and here very simple. What I told you, whenever you will see the x square, your target is to write in the chi-square form. Fine. Can you write the chi-square? X minus mu divided by sigma. This will follows chi-square degree 1. Similarly for the y minus 0 divided by 3 will follows my chi-square degree 1. So I can write this number is x square divided by 4. This number is y square divided by 9. Both follows my chi-square degree 1, chi-square degree 1. Now I can try to write this x square divided by 4. I can multiply 4 and divide it by 4. X square by 4. I need a y square by 9. So again it's a 36 y square by 9, which is less than of 6. So I can take on 36 is a common. So that will be 36 x square by 4 plus y square by 4 is less than of the 6. So clearly say from this case, what is the distribution of the x square by 4, y square by 9? That will follows because both are my independent. So it follows the chi-square with the degree of freedom 2. So I can write this number is probability 36. I can move on the left hand side. I call this number is say my h. H is less than of the 1 by 6. Chi-square degree of 2 is equivalent to the exponential distribution of the half. Fine. Now that means this follows the exponential distribution. So what is the PDF? This is basically the CDF of 1 by 6 of the exponential case. So what is the CDF of the exponential distribution? CDF of the exponential distribution is e raised 1 minus e raised to power lambda x, where lambda is my half. So the answer is e lambda is half, x is my 1 by 6. So that is the right answer of this problem. So that is a B is my correct answer of this problem. Look at the last question, which is related to the confidence intervals. Again, if you watch about my this confidence interval lecture, PYQ of the confidence interval, definitely you will get the easiest answer. You can see my function is given in this form. Fine. So now, as I mentioned, you always try to write in the unit intervals. So can I write this function if I divided both sides by theta, then it's a uniform distribution. Again, I can take theta as a common. Fine, it is a 1. Theta is a common and it is divided by here. Fine. Now, what is your target? Your target is to find the lower limit of the theta upper limit so that it becomes my 1 minus alpha. Is it okay? Or if you look about this in a graphically, fine, it's a two-sided intervals. Clear? This inside portion is my 1 minus alpha. So this portion is my 1 by alpha by 2. This is again alpha by 2. So this point is my alpha by 2. This point is my 1 minus alpha by 2 because it's a CDF. No? So how you can write that? So that means your target is to find the CDF of this distribution. That's over. So can you find the CDF of this distribution? This lower limit is my 0. So it is 0 to x 2 upon theta 1 minus x over theta of dx. So I can take 2 by theta is outside. Integration of the x is a x minus x square by 2. Fine. I can multiply them. It's a twice x over theta minus x square over 2 times theta square. Fine. Now how you can solve them? It's a very simple. I can simply, instead of writing again and again, I can simply take x over theta, for example, y. Fine. So this limit, upper limit is my basically 1 minus alpha by 2. This lower limit is my basically alpha by 2. Then only it becomes my 1 minus alpha. Now that's, I think that's over. Now once you can get this number, is a theta by 2 is y. So this PDF is basically my 2y minus y square by 2, or I can say 2y minus y square. Is it okay? 2y minus y square. Now once you can compare this limit by alpha by 2, and second you can compare this limit by 1 minus alpha by 2. Can you find the value of the y? Y square minus 2y plus alpha by 2 is 0. Fine. So the value of the y is, I can write here. I can find the value of the y from this. Is a quadratic equation. Y is minus of b plus minus b square minus 4ac divided by 2. So 2 will be cancelled out. 1 minus alpha by 2. Fine. Because this is the lower limit. Fine. So I can consider this number is my This number is my here. Similarly, from this case, y square minus 2y, 1 minus alpha by 2 is 0. So you can see this is a similar one. Instead of the alpha by 2, it is a 1 minus alpha by 2. So that limit is my alpha by 2. Fine. So this is the limit of y. So that means your x over theta is lies between 1 minus alpha by 2 and 1 minus alpha by 2. So your target is to find the limit of theta. So I can reciprocal them. It will be 1 over alpha by 2 is theta over x is 1 over 1 minus alpha by 2. So can you find the limit of the theta? So this x, you can multiply them on the both side. It is x, this x, which is basically 1 minus alpha. Now you can compare them. This option is cancelled. It is a x over. It's a x over 1 minus alpha by 2. You can see A is my right answer of this problem. So you can see based on these simple shortcut tricks, you can, yes, that's I understand that this will take a little bit time. Fine, because it will there is a need to compute the CDF firstly. So this is the way you can get your answers in a simple manner. Again मैं फिर से request कर रहा हूँ आपको, if you watch all these my PY question series, you will get the simple way solving the problem. I will come up with my next lecture on the next 10 questions. Depending upon that, if you like and comment on this video. Thank you very much, students, and keep sharing this video with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. Best of luck, students. Happy learning.